What are the most common challenges companies are facing when creating a marketing strategy, and which mistakes should companies avoid?
Well, I think some of the most commonly seen challenges out there for companies is not truly understanding what consumers want. So they give for granted that they've been selling products in some other part of the world sometimes, and they believe that going to a new market, consumers are going to react the same way as in the domestic market. Or even for a new company, a newcomer, even in the domestic market, they just underestimate the complexity of the product category they have. They sell a product, they think that the product is going to be, it's a simple product, so there might not be so many tricks on how to sell the product. They truly underestimate complexity in consumer decision-making processes. That would be, on my view, one of the main challenges for companies. Truly understand what consumers want and why they buy.
So what does it take to create an efficient marketing strategy?
Well, there is a process. A marketing strategy has to go through phases. There are processes and steps that we need to go for. Starting from the environmental analysis all the way to creating a value proposition and translating this value proposition into specific marketing tactical activities like the pricing, the distribution channels that I'm going to use, my online activities today, and how to measure all the process. So there is a process that we need to follow. There's no just magic. There's not just the spark of a creative person that brings the marketing strategy to the highest level. There is a methodology, and we need to go through the steps of the methodology, like any other process out there.
Maybe just one last question. What do you suggest Slovenia to do? How can we boost our country branding?
I want Slovenia to think global. I want Slovenia to find a couple of industries to concentrate and to create a global brand, to be recognized globally for that particular specific product categories. Every country can do that. Slovenia is not the exception. You got a highly educated people here. You rank very well in many competitiveness indexes in the basics of every economy, which is primary education, health, higher education and training. So the basic is there and gives you an advantage over other economies that don't do that well in those pillars. You're ready to take the next step, but you need to position Slovenia as a brand. When we think about Slovenia in other parts of the world, including your neighbors in Europe, they don't know exactly what Slovenia means as a country, what you offer, why are you different from others. We need to build a global Slovenian brand, and for that we need the government, intermediary institutions like the business community working together, and of course a critical couple of individual players that you got it already. You got champions in Slovenia that do well globally. We need to use them to build a global reputed Slovenian brand.